Hello and welcome back to the Zarate Creations podcast. Today, let us step backward for a moment, not metaphorically, but historically, to a time when the world moved at the speed of a horse. There was a time when horsepower was not a measurement, but a living, breathing foundation of society. For centuries, horses were not simply animals of transport. They were infrastructure, economy, mobility, daily life itself. Cities depended on them. Commerce depended on them. Entire professions existed because of them. Blacksmiths, carriage makers, stable hands, breeders, traders. The horse was not an accessory to civilization. It was embedded within it. The horse did not feel temporary. It felt permanent. Then came the automobile. Loud, unreliable, temperamental, strange. Early models startled pedestrians, frightened animals, broke down often, and required roads that barely existed. To many observers, the comparison seemed almost unfair. Why replace a system perfected over centuries with something so awkward, so uncertain, so incomplete? The automobile was judged by its flaws. The horse was judged by its familiarity. The skepticism was not foolish. It was logical. Early automobiles were expensive curiosities. Their advantages were not yet obvious. Their weaknesses were visible everywhere. And this is where history becomes deeply instructive, because transformative technologies rarely appear transformative at first. They appear inferior. Beginnings often disguise direction. But progress does not remain frozen in its earliest form. Engines improved. Reliability increased. Costs declined. Roads expanded. Supporting industries emerged. Year by year, iteration by iteration, what once seemed improbable became practical, then advantageous, then inevitable. The critical mistake was subtle. The present was mistaken for the future. The horse was extraordinary, but dominance in one era does not guarantee permanence across all eras. Stability often feels eternal, right up until the moment conditions change. History is filled with systems that felt immovable until they were not. Permanence is one of history's most convincing illusions. The automobile did not simply replace the horse. It reorganized civilization. Cities expanded differently. Industries accelerated. Distances shrank. New professions emerged. The disruption was not subtraction. It was reconstruction. What appears to threaten a system may instead transform the world around it. Today, many technologies feel as deeply embedded as horses once did. Familiar workflows, familiar roles, familiar assumptions. And yet, new tools often follow the same misunderstood path. Early limitations draw attention. Future potential remains harder to see. Early awkwardness has preceded many of history's most profound transitions. Perhaps the lesson is not about machines, or engines, or even transportation. Perhaps the lesson is about perspective, about how easily the present convinces us of its permanence, about how quietly the future assembles while skepticism feels justified. Progress often whispers before it reshapes. Thank you for joining me on the Zarate Creations podcast. Until next time, stay curious, stay adaptable, and stay open to trajectories still unfolding. Onwards.